Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you're all doing great. Today's video is going to be hopefully fairly short, but more importantly, it's going to be a video that is going to be gone more in depth in, or a topic that's going to be gone more in depth in probably tomorrow or very soon. Getting another phone call, but let's continue. So tomorrow or the next day, depending on how quickly I can go through the testing of this champion, I'm going to get you guys a video that goes a little bit more in depth on the requirements to build Nishack to 100% consistent solo Dragon stage 25 as well as Icegolem stage 25. And of course he can do Minotaur as well, stage 15, very easily. He's an amazing champion, amazing poisons, amazing bombs, which honestly the poisons are the main focus of this, because that's what's going to do so much damage to the Icegolem as well as the dragon. This run right here is on unlimited FPS, so it should be fairly quick. But during the last probably 2-3 hours almost, I've been testing out Nishack on stream. There's a few things I've learned. So Dragon, the gearing for Nishack for Dragon is actually very easy. If you want to resist the waves, you only need about 230 resistance. So maybe like 240. It's not very much resistance whatsoever. You don't really need to resist the boss because you're probably not going to die. You're going to go consistent enough. You're going to have enough poisons. The dragon is not going to last very long at all. If you have Brimstone Blessing, it's going to be even better, because when the dragon does get a turn, it's just going to take a huge chunk out of his HP. So if you get Brimstone on Nishack, it's going to be so good. But as far as Dragon goes, I used Nishack in 3 2-piece sets of Immortal. So we had 3 set bonuses from Immortal, meaning that's a 9% heal per turn, and he did it perfectly fine. Honestly, I wouldn't feel unconfident. I would feel actually very confident posting the video saying, hey, this is going to be 100% success with the 3 sets of Immortal gear. This is going to be perfectly fine. There's nowhere in this run I'm worried. But I do want to test it out before I actually release the video that says, hey, this is the build you should be doing. I want to make sure that it is 100% successful, at least on Icegolem. If it's successful on Icegolem, it's going to work perfectly fine on Dragon. The difficulties are significant between the two. And that's the big thing I want to get across to you all. If you are only looking for a champion to solo Dragon stage 25, Nishack is absolutely amazing, and he's not going to require that much gear. But if you're looking for Icegolem plus Dragon, you're going to be looking at quite a few tiers higher in actual gearing to make that work. So you see Dragon there work perfectly fine, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, not an issue. Now this one, it may work perfectly fine, but the second wave gets a little bit shaky. So I wanted to get this video out, first off, to let you guys know, hey, Dragon's gonna be pretty easy. Icegolem, not so much. But I also wanted to say, hey, it's during CVC. So we've already had a few maintenances today, which is a disaster, but it is what it is. So luckily they weren't that long of maintenances. I don't know if RSL Helper is working or not, but either way, some of you may be considering booking Nishack, and if you are, then maybe now is the time to go ahead and decide, do you need a Icegolem and Dragon solo farmer? Maybe not. Do you need a Bommel speedrun champion? YST's video shows you how to do that. Maybe not. Minotaur 15, he's going to do that pretty easily. I mean, there's tons of champions, though, who can do Minotaur stage 15. Probably a huge help in the potion keeps as well. As far as a speedrunning champion, that's what I was testing earlier. I do think you can make him be part of some speed teams. We're getting another phone call. I think you can make him part of some speed teams. However, I don't think he's going to be... If you have Seer, you're going to be using her. If you don't have Seer, then maybe you can make him work. He's going to be relatively quick, but honestly, on stage 25, at least of Dragon and Icegolem, he's going to do it almost as fast solo as he would with an entire team. So you take that for what you may. On Fire Knight, it might be a little bit different though. On Fire Knight, he could probably contribute. I don't know if it'd be much of a speed run though, to be honest, but he could definitely be contributing. So you can see here, it's looking pretty sketchy. Like, I'm not comfortable posting this run right here and saying, hey, this is the build you should do for Nishack, because this is going to be consistent. You can see right here how close he's getting. He'll probably succeed in this run and go through it fine, and he has most of them. Most of the runs I've done have been perfectly fine, but there is the outlier every so often where he actually falls over and dies. So I don't want to share that. I do want to show you guys where he's at currently, and you can kind of see the super ease on Dragon versus the quite a bit higher level of difficulty for Icegolem. That second wave being the main thing, but even on this Icegolem part, you got to make sure you have good resistance. Resistance is even more impactful on Icegolem because of that heal reduction, because of that decreased defense, because of the potential to freeze, to be frozen from the Icegolem. So there's a lot of things that are pretty risky. You do need a lot of resistance for. You don't want War Master, don't want Giant Slayer, nothing like that. You don't want the Ice Golem getting any turns to do the big slam on you. That's when you're going to die. So if he's running like this, it's going to be perfectly fine. I mean, you're looking at a 2.5 or 2 minute-ish dragon run. And then earlier on stream, I did a 2.5 minute run on Ice Golem. That's really impressive, to be honest. Bad L, I think, is probably one of the best solo champions for Ice Golem as well as Dragon. But he's slower than this, if I recall correctly. So, hey, this guy, very, very good for giving you a pretty fast, hopefully very soon, 100% auto Ice Golem as well as Dragon Stage 25. So if you're debating on putting the books into somebody, debating on running the masteries, then hey, you may have an option with a champion to do solo content in both those areas for you. Now, when it comes to soloing, if you're going to go for, like, if you're prioritizing leveling the champion, stage 20 is probably better. It's better for event points, tournament points. Champion experience is the same on 20 as it is for 25. So it's going to cost more energy to go to 25, but you are going to get more higher quality gear. So you can decide whichever one you want to do from there. But if you're just going for champion training experience, you want to get some decent gear along the way, and you want some event points and tournament points, stage 20 is actually going to be the best. But let me go ahead and show you guys what our Nishack Vermin Lord is wearing. Now, he's currently in Regeneration plus Immortal, but I do want to make this very clear. On stream, he had basically the same stats. Is actually maybe a little bit more defense, maybe like 3,500 defense, maybe like closer to 70,000 HP, but 3 sets of Immortal, I didn't have any worries whatsoever. I think he was 220 speed, 189 accuracy, and the resistance was about the same, maybe a little bit lower. But honestly, if you're just doing Dragon, you really only need like 240 resistance just to resist those waves, and then you're going to be perfectly fine. But as far as Ice Golem, the gear requirement's going to be way higher. You're going to need either Regeneration and Immortal with a pretty good stat requirement, or a significantly higher stat requirement, most likely, with something like Guardian or Bolster alongside Immortal. So Guardian and Bolster are going to both heal you for 10%, which can work perfectly fine on Dragon as well. Say you don't have 3 good sets of Immortal gear, just throw on Guardian, throw on Bolster, and throw in your best 2 pieces of Immortal gear, and you're going to do fine. So Guardian right here from the Doom Tower heals 10% every turn. Amazing. You don't want to bring a champion who's going to survive, so make sure all your champions are food champions. I swear we've gotten 3 phone calls during this video. That is insanity. But all right, so Bolster is from the Forge Pass, and yeah, if you have it, you have it. If not, then you have other options to use. Obviously, Regeneration is going to make this entire content the easiest, okay? So Regeneration Immortal, the easiest. Guardian Immortal, probably the next, most likely, probably the next easiest. Bolster, if you did the Forge Pass, you got it. If not, you probably don't. And then 3 sets of Immortal gear. If you have it, it's going to be great. Here's his skills. I do have everything fully booked. This is why I really wanted to share the video, is because if you want to book him, now's the time to do it. Now you can kind of see what he can do. If you value a solo farmer in stage 25 and you don't have the common ones like Bad L, Tomb Lord, Rich Off the Bold, champions like that, then hey, Nishack, pretty solid option. Plus, I mean, you can use him in Arena, and you can use this build in other areas as well. Now, I do have a presser. The first run I did on Dragon, though, like, I really want to stress to you guys how much lower the requirements for Dragon are than they are for Ice Golem. I actually had Unshakable for Dragon, which, like I said, you don't really need the resistance. So I could have dropped that. I probably could have even dropped my stats in general on Dragon and still had been perfectly fine. There you go, guys. I wanted to give you all this information before CVC ended, and I will try to update this video down below in the comment section or the description. One of the two, to actually let you guys know when I do the updated video, in case you're watching this video whenever the other one is released. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Best of luck during your CVC, and I'll catch you all in the next video.